This gets difficult to do sometimes, you guys. If you are a subscriber, if you follow my channel closely, you'll know I didn't post anything last week. Frankly, I needed a break. I was a little burnt out and just didn't really feel like filming anything. And frankly, I still am kind of burnt out. Don't really feel like filming anything. But alas, here we are anyway. The fact of the matter is that sometimes not even when we're running our own business, just in life normally, things can get overwhelming, or you can start to feel like, what's the point of this? Why am I doing any of this? I don't want to do this. And that's kind of the headspace I've been in lately, particularly just because of all the bullshit that's been happening in the world and in the United States. It feels like everything's kind of on the wrong track. And like, what's the point of me trying to go down the right track or do one thing if it feels like everything around me is working against it? I mean, really, quick story time. I was in Washington, D.C. in the beginning of May for a conference, for a trademark conference. It just so happened, serendipitously, the timing worked out that I was in Washington, D.C. when the Supreme Court opinion leak came out, where it's contemplated that the Supreme Court's going to be overturning Roe versus Wade and Casey versus Planned Parenthood. If you aren't aware of what that is, go Google it. But a Supreme Court opinion draft was leaked the day that I was in Washington, D.C. I decided to skip that day of the conference because since I was there, I wanted to go be a part of the protests that were going on in front of the Supreme Court there. And so I did just that. I blew off that whole day of the conference and just hung around, took in the whole environment. I just felt like that was a much more useful and important way of spending my time while I was there, was to be a part of what was happening there. And really, since that day, since I woke up that morning and saw the news, I've just been pissed at everything, at everybody. I mean, not everybody, but really just pissed off at the world. Like, why am I doing this shit? If my rights as a person, as a woman, are gonna be taken away from me. Now, of course, it was just a draft opinion. It's nothing official yet. I guess there is a small chance that something could change and that won't happen, but it's pretty well expected that the Supreme Court will be overturning these two cases that are very important and vital to a woman's right to choose what she does with her body and make decisions regarding her own health care. So there was that. And then, of course, a few weeks later, massive school shooting, 19 kids died. And then, I mean, every day since then, it's I woke up this morning and on the news it was talking about, I think it was the 13 shootings that happened just over this past weekend. I'm not doing this to like debate these topics. I'm not going to be engaging in any debate of them in the comments unless someone says something really stupid, which I'm sure will happen. Then maybe I'll respond with something, but that's not totally the purpose of this. I do want to make it very clear that I am very much in support of women being able to make their own decisions for their bodies and their lives and their own healthcare decisions. And I am also very against kids getting shot and people getting shot in senseless, ridiculous, absurd shootings. And I think it's absurd that people in charge are not only, in my opinion, not doing things to help, they're doing, they're just making it worse, frankly. If you disagree with that stuff, that's your prerogative. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions on things. But when kids are dying and when rights are being taken away from people, and now we're seeing a lot of fallout from the potential of Roe v. Wade being overturned, and it's obviously not just women who are being affected by a lot of this stuff. I mean, it is mostly women, but particularly lower income women who really need more support and access to certain things, people of color, the LGBTQ communities. It just feels like everything is under attack right now. It doesn't feel like that. A lot of things are under attack right now. I recognize that I'm fortunate in a lot of ways. I mean, I live in California, which is a pretty liberal democratic state. And so, at least for the time being, access to abortions isn't going to be affected. At least I'm also very fortunate that I am in a position where I can take a break from things, take a break from work, take a break from whatever I need to if I have to. And I recognize that that's not the case for a lot of people. And it's very sad. It's very frustrating and disheartening, disenchanting that people who need the most support are the ones who are going to be the most impacted by all the things that are happening right now. And so again, it all just kind of brings me back to like, what's the point? Why is why is this isn't important? There's a lot of other important stuff that's happening. And what am I doing any of this for? But I remind myself that I know a lot of you guys, a lot of people get a lot of help from my videos, my content and stuff, and I try to keep that in mind, that that's the purpose. That's the real purpose, is I'm trying to help a lot of people who are not otherwise able to access information or access resources, access legal help, legal information. And that's ultimately why I keep doing what I do. I try to relate everything, any video that I put out, I try one way or another to relate it back to business, because that's what this channel is about. Business, being empowered to do your own thing, do what makes you happy, do what makes you, gives you freedom, gives you money, let's be frank, empowering and encouraging people to do what they need to do to make their life what they want it to be. And so in this, the best way I can relate it is that if you find yourself, whether it's right now or at some point in the future, whether it's because of outside things that are going on or things that are going on in your personal life, you are going to encounter moments where you just don't want to do it anymore. You just don't want to do anything, or you're just burnt out. You want to shut everyone out. And so hopefully at least someone can relate to this and know that it's okay. Know that you can take a break if you're able to. I know that that's not possible for a lot of people, but it is okay, to feel frustrated about yourself or about your business or about your circumstances or your world, whatever it is. But ultimately, you have to do what you have to do for yourself. Oh, fuck. I don't know what else to say about it, you guys. Someone told me once, if I haven't talked about this a lot on my channel. I think I've mentioned it once or twice here and there in random videos, but My husband passed away 3 years ago from brain cancer. And after that, I obviously was grieving, and it was extremely difficult to get any work done, get anything done. I, again, didn't feel motivated to do anything. And when I did feel motivated, that motivation would last for maybe an hour at best. And when I was going kind of in the height of all that, a friend I think it was on a Facebook group, commented or said something to me that the best you can do is the best you can do, or all you can do is all you can do, which I took to mean that whatever you can do is whatever you can do. And so at the time, whether that was taking a shower that day, if that was the best thing I could do, then that was the best thing I could do in that moment. If I felt up to it and had enough energy to get a little bit of work done, respond to a few emails, even if it was pretty minimal, that was the best that I could do. And that was the best that I could do. And I've carried that bit of advice, that phrase with me since then. Any time when the grief hits me again, or when shit's just crumbling around you, it feels like the world's falling apart. I don't force myself to do things that I don't feel like doing, or feel bad about myself for not getting as much done as I would have wanted to. Because again, the best I can do is the best I can do. And right now, this is the best I can do. Sit in front of this camera and kind of just ramble on, trying to find words to say that might hopefully be, relatable or helpful, or at best, inspirational or something. This right now is the best I can do. And if whatever you're doing right now also is the best you can do, then I applaud you for that, because again, whatever you can do is what you can do. I think that's it for now, you guys. If you're stuck around this long, thanks for watching. Next week, I will be back with my regularly scheduled programming, probably. Who knows? But, I might not. I might feel like not doing it next week. We'll see. All right, that's all I got for you guys.